What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unqualified Sports Talk. This is episode 4, another big week in the sporting world. We're going to dive into the three major sports like we usually do: football, basketball, and baseball. But today, we have a really special guest with us. Following up the Jared the Mountain Vandera UFC heavyweight interview, we have Chris Herren Jr. And guys, welcome Chris Herren Jr. to Unqualified Sports Talk. And guess what? He's qualified, everyone, kind of 2 times now. But let's jump right into it. Chris, we just want to get a little bit about your background, life before Boston College. Just tell us a little bit about that. You growing up, your little high school days.
Yeah, so I'm right here. I'm in my hometown right now. I just got back home like 3, 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of moved around when I was little, so we finally landed in Portsmouth when I was in like late elementary school. Been here ever since. I went to high school my first 2 years here at public school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to this private school called Tabor Academy. Where are you guys from again?
We're from North Carolina.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know how it is over there, but in the East Coast, it's like all prep school is like super big here for
Yeah,
sports.
yeah.
Like
If you
can't
want to
go
do
to
anything
public
in
school.
basketball, football, you're going to a private
Yeah,
school,
you
a
have
prep
to go to
school.
prep school. So then I repeated my sophomore year at Tabor Academy in Massachusetts. I did 2 years there. Still had one more year. Like a lot of people do that fifth year, but
Mm-hmm.
I left early. Then I went to BC. Yeah, and then it all went from there.
Yeah, that's
You want
awesome.
me to talk about like college a little bit, like where I'm at now?
We'll start off a little bit. You can tell us a little about your Boston College days, and maybe compare it a little bit to. We know you had like a half a season at San Diego. Was
Yeah,
there a big difference from transferring, from a ACC powerhouse type school to over on the West Coast in the West Coast Conference playing at San Diego?
yeah. I mean, obviously there's so many differences this year because of like how bad COVID was in San Diego. Like we couldn't
Hmm.
do anything. It was so bad.
Yeah, like all y'all's games were canceled at the beginning of the
Yeah,
season.
but we had like I'm not sure the exact number, but like 6 or 7 quarantines I was in, and that was 2 weeks every single time.
God,
So I was sitting in that apartment for like months on end, like doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
what do you
And are
do?
those
What do you do during
are
that
the
time? Just play video games?
Oh yeah, that's all I could do. I literally just I was
sheesh?
actually I was hyped that you guys had that UFC fighter on because I'm a huge UFC fan. So
Yeah,
Let's
just
it
go.
wanted
was
y'all
Yeah,
awesome
rooting
being
me
able to
on.
talk to Jared. Unfortunately, he lost his first fight, but
Yeah,
hey,
it's
we're
cool being
still
able to
rooting
talk
them
to
on.
him, pick his mind.
yeah, no doubt.
And were those quarantines? Were those a lot of contact tracing, or were those off of like positive tests? Because no one really releases a lot of that information.
Yeah, well, like they said that they were positive tests. Almost every single test that we had that came back positive, the person tested negative the next day, and they weren't even
Hmm.
sick, except for 2 times. So
Hmm.
all the other times we had to like stick the 2 weeks out, and nobody was even sick. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Dude, that had to be so annoying.
Oh yeah, it was so frustrating.
Yeah,
But
and that
yeah.
and that just kind of goes to show with where the money's at. Because with the NFL, if you test so many negative times, you can play that week.
Oh
But in
yeah.
college basketball, they make you sit out 2 weeks for no
Yeah.
reason, effectively.
Yeah, every single time. And ours was like we had to follow the like San Diego County rules.
Hmm.
And like it got so bad there that our rules got even worse. So like at first they were like, "Oh, you can test out of a false positive." So like if someone tested positive, then the next day they tested negative, then we wouldn't have to do the 2 weeks. Then it got so bad there that even if you had a false positive, they just said 2 weeks no matter what. And then that
Wow.
was when we got to the point where we were like, yeah, like this is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Was that for like, were all the teams in the West Coast Conference kind of like that, or was that kind of specific to San Diego just because it was so bad there?
Um, I mean, I can't picture another team getting it worse than we had it.
Yeah.
But like I know Gonzaga had like they could play even though they were like they had 2 guys stay at their like I forgot where they were at, but they had an away game and 2 guys tested positive. So those guys stayed there for 2 weeks where their
Hmm.
away game
Mm.
was. and then the rest of the team kept playing. But like when that happened to us, like the whole team got shut down, and like we all had to quarantine.
Dang.
That's weird. That
What a
almost
double
seems kind of
standard.
biased because, obviously Gonzaga's on top of the world right now.
Yeah,
They're wanting them to
exactly.
play every game they possibly can.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
except the Baylor game, because
Oh
of
yeah,
course
the
not.
Baylor.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want Gonzaga to lose.
Exactly. Low conspiracy here on Unqualified Sports Talk. Remember, we're unqualified.
So with you going from, again, Boston College to San Diego, was there any obviously, again, we're gonna highlight, ACC, obviously powerhouse conference, transferring over to the West Coast Conference. Was there any difference in workouts and expectations going over to the Western Coast Conference, or is it mostly the same?
I feel like, I mean, basketball, like people can say, obviously, like the talent is better in the teams that you're playing against. And like, just like, I mean, ACC, like you're playing against grown men, like
Yeah.
that are jumping 40 inches and running, like if they were in the NFL combine, they're running like 4.4s and 4.5s, like easily.
Yeah.
But that's not the same, but like basketball wise, it's just basketball.
Yeah.
Like the facilities weren't as nice. Like even though BC doesn't have the nicest in the ACC, like by a long shot. But yeah, like that's definitely a difference. Like how we traveled, like we're still taking commercial flights at San Diego. BC, we're taking all chartered flights, private jets. So yeah, those are some of the
I
differences.
bet that was a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even. So I didn't travel once. The only away game that I was traveling to, that I was able to travel to, that we flew to, we were going to Arizona. We got on the flight, and 5 minutes after we sat down, this kid got an email that he had a positive test, so we had to
So
get
you
off
had
the
to get
flight.
right off.
So I never went on a flight for school there.
Gosh.
That's wild.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. And that kid wasn't even sick, so
Again, just another
yeah.
asymptomatic test. It seems to be the theme with y'all.
Yeah. It was brutal.
So now obviously we have to ask, why did you move from Boston College to San Diego? What were the thoughts going through your mind there?
Well, I think like when I was at BC, like my freshman year, like I just kind of got due to certain circumstances, and like I just kind of got thrown into it. So I got all that really good experience. I got to play a lot more than I was expecting to my freshman year. So my mind was just kind of in that. And then my sophomore year, like it was a really hard year for me, like mentally. Just dealing with how basketball was going. And then I kind of realized that, like, I think that's when I started realizing that basketball was just kind of getting old for me. Like, I need to be like really passionate about something if I'm gonna do it, because like you have to put so much time in and you gotta work like your ass off to
Yeah, it's
get where you
essentially
want
a
to be.
full-time job.
Yeah, so and I'm not the type of person that wants to like half-ass it and just kind of go through the motion. So I was like, maybe it's just BC, like maybe I'm just not happy here. And I didn't really know at the time. So then I went to San Diego, and maybe it would have been differently if we did have like a real year.
Yeah.
But I just kind of felt the same way about basketball. It like almost became a chore for me. And then probably like right after Christmas when we came back, I just kind of like called it, and I was like, I'm not gonna keep doing this, and like it's like miserable for me. So yeah, that's how I got to where I'm at now. But now I'm like, I feel so happy, like happiest I ever have since college.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy you got to realize that and, make another big decision. You told us earlier that, there's some big news. You're switching gears to play some football.
Yeah.
Let's hear about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I actually have never played football, like
Really? Not even in
ever
high
in my
school,
life.
nothing?
No. But I mean, football has always been like my I've always told people it was my favorite thing to watch, and like I've actually always had like a passion for it. But so like when I first started thinking about it, I started thinking about it a while ago. It like kind of felt like a crazy idea.
Yeah.
But then, and it is a crazy idea, but I was just kind of like I got these last 2 years left to play a sport, and like this is what I really want to do. So why would I just like give it up just because I think it's like too crazy of an idea?
Mm-hmm.
And like, so I plan on playing like wide receiver. I've been working out, doing that type of stuff for like ever since I got home.
Yes, sir. You're going to be a Hall of Fame slot receiver in Bill Belichick system.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, now I got the height advantage in football for being a
Oh,
wide
for
receiver.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, winning in basketball, I had no height advantage.
big difference.
Yeah. So that's
So,
another plus.
so yeah, you said you're going to be wide receiver. You think about being any sort of DB or safety or anything?
Nah, I just think that those positions are too hard to learn late. Like all the people that I know a ton of people that like play football and coach football.
Mm-hmm.
Actually my roommates at BC are all still playing at BC football. And like they all said that um like wide receiver and tight end are like the easiest to switch over from basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So and like DB and safety, it's like all like reading the coverages and like reading plays, and I don't know any of that. So
Come on, man.
that'd
You haven't
be
done
like
enough studying in
borderline
Madden.
impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or do
don't.
do you play Madden?
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Madden. That's the only sports game that I play.
Yes, sir. Ultimate Team all day, every day. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Austin.
I was just gonna say I don't know any 6'3" corners that are going to be able to run with a former basketball player, especially in the West Coast Conference.
There you
So
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, we'll
Height
see.
advantage, speed advantage.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
try?
I'm actually like excited to do all that. Like, I don't know like my 40 time. I don't know my vertical at all. So
Yeah, that
Oh yeah,
will be
that's
fun.
gotta be a lot of fun.
yeah, I want to test all that. So I'll
Any
do that.
idea where you want to play football?
Um, I I keep telling everybody this. Like, I'll go wherever. Like, I want to play at a D1 school, but I'll go
Mhm.
wherever that is fine with taking a kid that just played basketball his whole life.
Yeah.
Um,
Is BC on the list there at all?
they're probably a little too high level for me. I want to like actually be able to like play there eventually, like
Yeah, and
and
control.
like have a good career.
Yeah,
But
that'd be. I mean,
yeah, I don't
obviously.
even know how good I am, to be honest. Like in an actual game, like I know I can catch and run, but there's
You
more
said
to
you've
it.
been doing a lot of workouts to help prepare for that.
Yeah. I one of my dad's friends is played wide receiver in college, and he like knows a ton of stuff about all of that. Like he's been through it all. So I work out with him. Like I was working out with him like 3-4 times a week, but it's freezing here, so and there's
Oh, I
nowhere to
bet.
go. So we need like an indoor turf, and like we can't get it every day. So it's a tough situation right now.
I
Yeah.
bet you're jealous. It's going to be 80 here on Sunday. So.
Yeah, I think it's like I was just checking it. Let me see. It's 36 right now, and it's supposed to be pouring raining by midnight tonight. So
Oh, that sounds wonderful, dude. That's the
yeah,
best weather ever.
yeah,
Yeah,
wonderful
especially
weather.
for playing football.
Yeah, perfect weather for that.
I guess he will be suited to be in New England, Bill Belichick system with that weather.
There we
But
go. There you
Yeah.
hometown kid.
He
Sure
let.
they
I
beat
mean,
up that story.
what's his name? Chris Hogan. He played lacrosse all his college career. So
I did not know that at all.
yeah,
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 and now he's in the major MLL.
yeah. He's playing lacrosse now, professional lacrosse.
Wait, after his little Panthers gig, he
Yeah.
dipped?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Two
I was
years,
wondering why I
2
didn't
years
hear
out of
anything
the
about him.
league.
Yeah, crazy.
That is crazy. I feel like he was a super prominent receiver when he was with the Patriots.
Yeah, he was. I know he won 2 Super Bowls there, so that's
Yeah,
a crazy athletic career that he has.
That's wild. And he just decided to dip to play lacrosse.
Yeah,
mean,
I think that's like his
chasing-
true
chasing
love
dreams.
though. So
Yeah.
that's what he said.
I mean, it makes sense. He made probably all the money in the world that he needed to playing in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
You can support him and his family forever. But back to you. Do you feel like you're well prepared for the change in physical demands when it comes to basketball and football?
Yeah, I feel like I mean when I'm home, I'm like really all the people that I'm like really close to are like working out all the time, and like the guy that I like lift and train with is like a really good family friend of ours. So like just getting for that, and he
Hold up, we're losing you, Chris.
well, so
Hello, can you hear us?
all those people that I'm like kind of surrounded with are like. Can you hear me now?
Wait, try
Yeah, it's
again.
coming back.
Yeah, there we go. I think we're good now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened
That was
because
weird.
yeah, you guys weren't even cutting out for me.
That's really weird.
Oh, what was the last thing you heard? I was like,
You said you were lifting weights with some buddies.
so the guy that I actually train with and like work out with is like he knows a ton about football. He actually used to play football in college.
Mhm.
So kind of all the people that I'm like surrounded with already know a lot about football. So they're like just helping me as I go because like as I said, I don't know too much about it, but I'm like having fun learning about it.
Mm.
I mean, obviously, it's going to
And-
be a fun career step for you.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
definitely.
Carson.
And do you have a clear next step? Like, is there some sort of local 7-on-7 league, or have these guys recommended you somewhere? Like, what is your personal goal for like your next step in this?
Right now I'm like literally just learning the basics of it. Like just kind of getting used to everything. So if I do something like that, then I can just be like kind of go out there and like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now like there's a lot of FCS teams that play around here in New England. Like there's not a lot of FBS teams besides like BC.
Yes.
Mhm.
So and their season's all right now. So like all those guys are at school right now. Like I know a few guys that play at UNH that they're playing in like a week or so. So all that stuff is like only high school kids. And they're
Mhm.
actually playing right now too. So like there's like nothing going on besides that.
So yeah, all you can do is really just train by yourself.
Yeah, so I gotta wait until like the summer pretty much. But it's not bad because I have time to like get used to everything, and then by the time summer comes and dudes start coming back home, I'll just kind of be like situated with everything.
Yep. You think you'll be able to take a hit?
I think I can. I've always loved like playing with contact and stuff. So I mean, it'll definitely be different. My biggest thing is like wearing a helmet while you catch because I've never like I bought a helmet the other day and I have it. And I've been trying to work out with it, and it's just like so different. So
I'm sure. I mean, I've never played football, just flag football, but I'm sure it's way different.
like, flag football is great though.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin, were you about to say something?
I was just
Adding all
gonna
the
say
pads doesn't help.
going from like running on the court where it's hardwood and there's less people, and not wearing a helmet and wearing a tank top and shorts is one
Yeah.
thing. It's like you get those football pads on and it's like I feel like I'm 50 pounds heavier and my head is like a bobblehead. So yeah, definitely. I think I'm the
Nah,
only one
I
here that's
definitely
played. So
I need to start doing like neck workouts or something. Get used to that helmet.
just wear it around the house. Just
Yeah,
eat with it
Yeah.
on, sleep with it on, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, thanks for telling us about your next step, big football news. I know we're excited to see.
Huge news.
Yeah.
We're excited to see what's going to
Out of
happen with
nowhere.
that. I know it was
Yeah.
completely when you
No, I
said,
Surprised
literally
us
like
too.
besides like you guys and like my close friends and like my family and like maybe a few other people, like I haven't told anybody. But
that's
I'm not
great.
like trying to keep it a secret, but
Yeah, well, we appreciate you telling us. Obviously, with it being on the podcast, it's going to be out there, so it better not be a secret.
yeah, exactly.
Well, we hope it'll be out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be out there. How'd you guys come up with the name Unqualified?
Well, I mean, all of us are unqualified. None of us have played
Yeah, honestly,
any sports
it
outside of
was
like
just-
the high school level. So
Yeah.
It was just brainstorming, and then as soon as I heard it, I knew that was it. That had to be it because it's
Yeah.
really good.
No, yeah, I like it. It's like catchy and like you guys can have like a good intro with it. So
yeah, we like calling our guests our qualified friends of the show.
yeah.
And you
And it just
go ahead,
you go.
Carson. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it doesn't feel right to call it call it podcast, have podcast in the name. I think having an unqualified sports talk is like pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was just
Austin,
gonna
what you got?
say you're not the only qualified person though in your family. Obviously, a lot of people know your dad,
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
everything that he did. He's NBA player, and then obviously a Boston College legend. So
Yeah.
what's that like being the son of an NBA player and living in that reality where your dad is like a super big person in the Boston College like history.
Yeah. To be honest, like I don't really, it doesn't really like even cross my mind. Like I know it's hard to say just because
Mm-hmm.
like that is the reality, but like I've been like talking about that and like dealing with that since I started playing basketball.
Yeah.
So like at this point, it's like it's almost like people. I mean, it might be different in other places, but like in like my area in Rhode Island in Massachusetts, like people almost don't even think about it like that, I guess, unless like the older people that grew up with him, like they always come up to me and be like, "Oh, your dad was like I used to watch him. I used to go to his games. Like he was great." And that's like awesome to hear because like these people like that was like however many years ago and they're still coming up to me and like talking
Mm-hmm.
about that. So yeah, it's really cool when like stuff like that. But obviously like there's other things that come with it. There's pros and cons to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, sports fans are absolutely some of the most loyal people in the world,
Oh
and
yeah.
honestly, twice as college sports fans are twice as loyal, and
Yeah.
that's really cool though. So, did you ever think about in your time at BC like, man, it's really cool to be representing like my family again here, and to
Yeah.
kind of like wear that name again?
Yeah. Um like that was always like when I first because like a lot of people don't know when I was I forget what year it was. Like how I said that I had one more year of high school. I
Mm-hmm.
was technically a junior when I left. But so the summer before my junior year, I got an offer from Boston College, and that was the only one that I had at the time. And before I got to play junior year, like summer AU, which is like usually the summer that like everybody kind of decides where they're gonna go, or
Yeah.
like where all the coaches kind of offer you. I got a stress fracture in my back, and I was out for like 4 or 5 months, and I couldn't play at all.
Gosh.
And then I like was like kind of sick of high school. Like all my friends were like sophomores in college at the time, all my friends from home. So I was kind of miserable at school too. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna go to BC. And it wasn't like just like kind of like a like I guess I'm gonna go there. Like I really did want to go there, but like another part of it was like, do I want to go to the same school that like my uncle and my dad went to? But then at the end of the day, I was like, why would I let that stop me from going to the place that I want to go?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like also a really cool thing that I get to do that. So yeah,
Yeah. That's
awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah.
There's really nothing else to say about it other than that's just so cool. And
Yeah.
I can imagine being a part of an athletic family like yours is just there's so much to talk about, so many stories, of your dad's
All right.
time, and
Yeah. Like my dad's not like he doesn't honestly really talk about any like old sports stories at all, but my uncle's like the complete opposite.
That's all he
He'll
does.
tell me everything and like all of his stories. So it's funny how I got like the two sides of it. But yeah.
I bet family gatherings are fun being able to
Oh yeah.
go back and forth with each other, all being qualified elite athletes.
Yeah, no, it is fun.
so if you've
Carson? Oh, go ahead,
I was
Austin.
gonna say if you've watched our show before, you know that we do a top three segment. That's like one of our weekly things that we do. So Bryce and Carson are gonna clue you in on this one. I'm omitted from this one, and you'll know why whenever you hear it. But I'll hand it over to whichever one of them wants to take it for our top three of the
Carson.
week.
Carson, take the reins.
Whew. Well, our top three this week, it's a very special week with our very special guest. We've got top three future songs.
I'm pretty future something.
Me and Carson can kick it off for you because obviously
we'll
that's
give
a
you a
super
little time to
loaded
think about it.
question.
Okay. Oh, so you
We
guys
all-
got a top 3 as well?
Of course.
Yeah, we got our
Okay.
top 3 future songs.
And you know we saw your Spotify Wrapped, so
Yeah.
Obviously.
we had to ask it.
And Austin doesn't do future, so we're taking this
It's
one
all
from
good. Everybody. What kind of music do you like, Austin?
I mean I like a lot of music. I'm just not familiar with Future. Honestly,
okay.
today was the first time I'd listened to him. So
I got
Which is wild.
yeah.
so wild.
that is crazy though.
I'm surprised you haven't even heard like Mask Off before, Austin. That
Yeah,
might be the
he
most
has, like, a
popular
ton
one.
of
Because everyone has.
Yeah.
Only in memes, and I didn't know it was a Future song. So
Okay.
only
There.
in COVID memes.
All right, Bryce, let's hear it.
All right, I'm going first. Number 3, coming in, Low Life. Obviously a
Okay.
classic. The Weeknd's a beast.
Yeah, Weeknd's great.
Not the best Super Bowl show, but we'll give him. We'll still give him props for Low Life. Number 2, we got Solitary's Future's newest album with Travis Scott. It's a freaking banger. You can listen to it all day. And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
known for giving a little bit of controversial top 3s that might be
Very.
pushing the limit a little bit. But this necessarily isn't a Future song, but in my opinion it is, because I think he has the most time in the song. It's D. Pharrell with Future, Drake, and Young Thug. And it actually might be my favorite song of all 2020.
Well,
Wow.
can you give us a money counter sound?
Money count.
Yes, sir. That wasn't bad.
Not at all.
You might be next up, right?
You never know.
Yeah.
I want to do ad libs for a living one day, so I got my Playboy Cardi ad libs down. Now I'm just trying to get Future.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I mean,
great.
he's good at them, so it'll probably take you a little while.
Yeah.
Cardi's
Carson,
just pretty goofy.
Let's hear your top 3.
Well, I have to represent. So number 3 is probably one of the top 5 songs of all time is March Madness.
Oh yeah.
It's elite. And then number 2, it's a difficult decision, but Perky's Calling.
You know a lot about that, Carson.
It's an instant classic. Instant classic. I promise. And then number 1, I've thought about it a lot, but I have to put the Life is Good remix, and it's a little shameful to put that, but Future goes in on that first beat. It's unreal.
But so do the Babies,
Yeah, so do the Babies. I mean, the Babies are blowing it up right now.
which they
Good
need to
for them.
have. They need to have a joint
Yeah.
album called The Babies.
The Babies. I
They
promise.
should
they
do
need to.
that. That would actually be huge.
I know.
I
Every
know,
day.
it would blow up.
Yeah.
The Baby from the 704, right here where I am.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
We love him around here.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, let's hear your top 3 favorite Future songs of all time.
I don't know.
Probably the toughest question ever, but you have to answer it.
Yeah.
By far the toughest.
Can I look? I might need to look through on my Spotify.
Oh,
Go
absolutely.
for it. Go for it.
Take all the time you need. We need your best 3.
All right, let me check. Yeah. I want to be authentic about it, so
Yeah, we don't want to hear just 3 mainstream
I
songs.
might be.
Boy.
I think I have my number 1 off the top. Where is this thing? My number 1 is. Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We just can't really.
Yeah,
you're not moving.
I think you're back.
Yep, you're back.
Am I frozen now?
No, you're good.
I think
All
we're
good.
good now.
All right. I don't know why this keeps happening.
No,
This
that's
is exactly where I go to. I go to my classes too, and nothing happens. My number 1 is For the Gang.
Yes, sir.
For the
That's number
gang.
1 on Super Slimy. My number 2. Sheesh. I'm gonna have to go with the older one. Probably. Thought It Was a Drought on DS2
Mm-hmm.
because that's the first song, and I remember listening to it the first time, and I was the first thing that he said. He's like, "I just fuck."
Carson, I thought one of yours was going to be F up some commas.
It was a very tough omission, I promise.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's speaking some truth.
And then I don't know my last one. I think I gotta go either group home or um yeah, I think that one because Super Slimy is like my favorite album, one of my favorite albums of all time. So I gotta have two from that.
Super Slammy's him and Thugger, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably like my second favorite. So
Young Thug's your second favorite rapper?
yeah,
We love him too.
yeah,
That might be our top 3 next time you're on the show.
yeah, Young Thug.
Yeah, there we go. You can start preparing that list
We
now.
should do top 3 like non-rap songs. That would be interesting.
Oh.
That'd be good too.
Yeah, because I've been trying to switch it up lately.
Do you country guy at all?
I actually found I always hated country music, and then what was it? It was a Morgan Wallen song.
I don't listen to country, and I'm from the South.
7 summers ago. I don't know if you heard that song.
Probably, but
I'm not an avid country listener.
That's the only country song I know, really, but I love
Really?
it for some reason.
I know Devil Went Down to Georgia.
I don't
doesn't
know that.
count.
Yes, I promise you do, Chris.
You have to.
I promise you've heard it.
I
Yeah,
probably
maybe heard it on the Golden Fiddle.
yeah, but yeah.
Man.
Well, that's our money segment. That's our big segment. Everybody's waiting to hear it, and we thought we'd pull out one of our hard hitting ones for you. So
Yeah, that was a good question because like ranking things is always tough, but that's a good like question to ask.
And now for the rest of your life, if someone says, what are your top 3 future songs? Boom,
Nah, I
you got
know
'em.
it off the top.
you're just gonna send them a link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of falling off on though. I'm not gonna lie. So I think it's gonna stay the same unless he just comes out with like something crazy. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we've got one more big question to ask you, and I know it's something me and Bryce have been talking about a lot. We really, really want to see the next step of your career as being the next Bachelor.
If you got the call today, would you do it?
Would you take it?
That's actually crazy that you asked that though, because the kids that I was talking about, my old roommates at BC that play football, he literally texted me yesterday because he like loves watching The Bachelor, and
So
he
do
was
I.
like, we all want you to go on the show.
No
I was
way.
like, I don't think they would take me because most of the guys that go on are like 29 or something.
Well, what you got? 8 more
7
years?
years, 7, 8 years.
7, 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got time to prepare.
Yeah.
We're allowed to nominate people, so I think all 3 of us are just going to nominate you.
Yeah, I mean, my nomination's already been sent in. I
Yeah, me
promise.
too.
Yeah. They're like 7 years from now, we want Chris to go on.
But hypothetically, if you got asked, would you go on the show?
I wouldn't go on The Bachelorette, but I would go on The Bachelor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's
Have
how
30
a
women
lot of
absolutely
people feel.
simping after you.
Yeah, if you don't say that, like I'm kind of questioning your logic. Then you're just kind of going on the show to get famous.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you actually ever watch it? Because this is my first time ever watching it this season, and I'm kind of in love with it.
No, I never watched it, but one I started watching was Love Island.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard. Have you heard of Love Island?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I watched the UK version though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I just like it though.
That's one that I've seen that has a lot of criticism though, so I'm surprised. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you guys watch Cody Co? Like,
of course.
yeah.
yes,
So
Love Island.
yeah. I started watching it after I saw those, and I was like, I need more of this. Like,
Me and
yes,
Carson
sir.
probably binged that over the weekend.
Yeah, we binged that whole Love Island.
yeah,
game
no, me
series.
and my friends watched the same thing. I found the first one. I was like, I'm not watching any of them until I see my friends again because I need to show them this.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But yeah, I watched like a whole season of that. That's another thing I did in quarantine. I watched all of Love Island. So
Yeah, I've probably fallen in love with about 8 girls watching The Bachelor this year, so I recommend you watching it.
yeah, maybe that's what I'll watch now because
Yeah.
I've never watched it before. I need to know what I'm getting myself into.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be great though.
Yeah, I'll go
Then
ahead
do
and
it.
send a
Well, there you
DM
have
to
it.
Warner Bros. Let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
7 years
know.
from now, they got a candidate.
Yeah. How do you send in a submission? Do you need to like put in a video or something? Like, I
I
don't
have no
know.
idea.
I'm sure they say it. Do they not say it on The Bachelor?
They
I have no
they
idea.
do, but you gotta like go to a website, and I've never been to the website.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
they? Don't they
I'll
like
check
pick
it out
guys off The
after.
Bachelorette?
This dude on it now hasn't been.
Because I know
He
the
played football
last
at Wake.
Bachelorette was picked off The Bachelor. Really?
Really?
This is my first time, Carson.
And I don't know anything about it. I know
Oh,
the
so
one.
none
Go
of you
ahead.
guys have seen it besides Bryce?
Yeah,
I've
but
seen like 3 episodes, and
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've seen like 6. I've only started watching this season.
Yeah.
the one guy from The Bachelorette the last season was at one of our NC State football games because all the
Wait, is
girls
he
were
is he
going
from
crazy
North
posting.
Carolina?
I'm not exactly sure why he was there. I don't know much about him, but he was there for some reason.
Okay,
He was walking out on the field, and all the girls are going crazy, and
that's
they
funny.
made a big fuss about it.
Yeah. I actually have a crazy story. When I was like, I think I was in second or first grade. No, I was a little older than that. It might have been like early middle school, but me and my friend went with like my dad and his dad to Duke, and we like went and checked it out. And just for fun because we were like huge college basketball fans.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also had a friend, like a family friend that played on Duke at the time, and they played at NC State. So we went to the game. We were in the Duke family section, and it was the game where NC State like upset them. Like Duke was like number 2 in the country, and everybody rushed the floor, and this kid in a wheelchair like got tossed over, and an NC State player like picked the kid up and like brought him off the court and like saved him basically. And like we all saw it like with our own eyes, like looking at it the whole time.
What?
Wow.
That
Yeah.
is unreal.
Yeah. And I think they still show it on ESPN sometimes because I saw it like a year ago.
I think I actually just recently heard that story, and that kid went on like Good Morning America or something after that. But
You know, it was nuts. And like we were like pretty young, and like I always remember that because like how crazy it was. Like we had people like climbing over like the row behind us, and we were like, we got to get the hell out of here because like these are crazy.
yeah, NC State fans are notorious for being a little overboard.
Yeah.
But me and Carson got to be a part of we
did.
beat Duke last year. We got to storm the court. But yeah, that was fun. Well, Chris, we don't want to keep you forever. We understand you got things to do.
That was my little brother back in there.
But we really appreciate you coming on Unqualified Sports and being our qualified guest. And man, we hope to have you back on here some other time.
Yeah, no, I would love to. It was fun.